All right, let's see. We got William here, right? All right, so I'm going to explain a couple of things, and then I'm going to tell you what we're going to do, right? So first off, in the series with the 7810, which is all now, it's good, ready to go. We had only one knucklehead telling me to sell this thing because it was too expensive to maintain it. Too expensive to maintain it. I put a new battery in it. Oh, the water pump a couple months ago, and it is now too expensive to maintain it. Water pump is like how much was that water pump? A couple $100, wasn't it? Yeah. Wasn't much. And the O-rings to fix the four-wheel drive was $5.04, and I did the work, and of course I had to drive there. The other question that I had was about these old trucks. So this is a 1941 Ford dually. I could call it a dually pickup, but it's a 1-ton, what they would call a 1-ton back in the day. It's probably a 2-ton truck, but they called them 1-ton trucks. This thing's very heavy. It's a very heavy duty. And I have ideas with this thing, which I would really like to start doing like now. What I want to do with this truck, because it is a runner, and I'll show you that in a minute, what I would like to do with it is actually turn it into a huckster wagon or a vegetable wagon, you know, like for vegetables, you know, vegetables. Yeah. And the cool thing is that it has the little V8 in it. I think this V8 is an 80 horsepower V8. I'm not 80 or 85. It's not 90, but it's not a high horsepower engine. None of them really were. I think the 8BAs, you know, the 8BA engine was a, let's think how much power that thing had. The 8BA, if I remember correctly, went to 110 horsepower. That was like the high horsepower V8s of the day. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to fill the little drinky, the bowls in there. Okay. So let's say I just put fuel here. Watch out, William. I just put fuel in the bad boy. Ugh. I'll talk about the Chevy here in a minute. But yeah, so inside here, you flip this switch and oh yeah, she'll come right to life. Yeah, buddy. She'll start. Let me find the throttle. Let me roll the window down. Fords are great. Doors and windows. These things close really super nice, whereas the Chevys do not. Chevys are a bit of a pain in the ass. So I'm just going to set you up here because you can hear me. Yes, William?
Can I turn the heater on?
The heater's right there.
Well, that one's not hotter enough.
Oh, well, do what you want. Ha! Can you believe that? Kind of want it to, so it's going to warm up now. I set the choke a little bit. Pumping gas. Gas is a couple of years old, but she fired right off. So that's the deal with it. Oh, they sound so good. But this thing needs a little TLC. It needs new exhaust. The exhaust manifolds are fine on it, and she runs really, really good. But it needs some brakes, brake work, and stuff like that. But like I said, what I want to do is, because it is a flatbed and it is the straight rails, I could build like a huckster wagon or something to sell sweet corn off the back of. You make it 102 inches wide, which is pretty wide. I could probably get away with a 96-inch one, an 8-foot wide one. 2 foot on this side, 2 foot on that side gives you 4 feet, or 2.5 feet, 2.5 feet, which is, 5 feet. And then down the middle, you make a walkway, and then you come into the middle and you put a nice little roof over the top of it, and the sides are where your vegetables and stuff are sold from. And this little truck will go anywhere. So I have a title for this one. That one over there I do not have the title for, the Chevy. I don't know why. The guy said he couldn't find it, but it's there. So this is a 1941. Like, sounds like it's actually got a little mist to it, but I don't know. Blow some dirt out of it. There, she settled right down. I'd say it's got a, you can hear the lifters a little bit, but it's not. It's the fuel pump that taps. That's what that is. I'm not running an electric fuel pump. My thoughts on electric fuel pumps, you can ask 63 Impala two-door or the new Whalen Wire about his experience with electric fuel pumps, and I was kind of surprised when he was putting that in the Dojelac that he put a new one in. I just couldn't believe it, but anyway, yeah. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to shut it off. I'm going to close everything up. Now this is all original stuff. This truck is original. A few months ago, let me flip you around. A few months ago, I took the headliner down. Oh, come on, man, flip around. I took the headliner down. It is an original. It says like August of 1941 that headliner was put in there. Those were options in these trucks. They were not, by any means, any standard anything. If you wanted something that could have been what you would consider frivolous, huh?
Can you call my mom?
Why?
Because my legs are so cold.
Put your coat on. Put your coat on. Yeah, I know you're cold. Your mom just left. She just left, and you're running around here without a coat on. What do you want? So what I'll do is I'll just pop this off of here. I should take this out, that battery out, and put it in the Chevy. Let me see how hard that will be. I got these bicycles here. These bicycles are a pain in the ass. I like them, but you know what? They're a pain in the ass. So let me, hold on a second. I'm pretty sure y'all would just love to see me put that in that Chevy. That Chevy will start up. These Chevys, these stove bolt 6s that are in these Chevys, they're just incredible. If you ask me, they're just incredible. Yeah, when they get to a certain age, it doesn't matter what they are. They're just cool. So it doesn't matter whether it's a 37 Chevy or a 37 Ford. I'd rather have a 37 Ford than a Chevy. I think the Fords had a much nicer style to them than Chevys did. Oh shit. There. Okay. So let me go ahead and throw these on there. Ground there. I'm not gonna be too fancy about it. I'm gonna take my fancy pants flashlight and then I'm gonna carry it around to the other side. Right? What? Okay, can you see? Good, because I can't. I know the asphyxiator's here. Ugh. Let me get in this thing. Again, this is a very good original truck. I was thinking about selling them because I just don't have the, I just think that they could be a little better taken care of. Oh yeah, we got power. Okay, you can hear it. Let's find the choke. There's the choke. Pump it. There's the throttle. I'm gonna have to go put some gas in that like I did the Ford. All right, hold on here. Oh my goodness. All right. So let's do this. I can throw this in here. You guys are getting a raw look at what I do. Holy cow. So the Chevys, of course this Chevy is a little bit older than that Ford. This is a 1937. And you just kind of flop that over. I don't like doing that, but that's just the way they are. You know, flopping them over like that. And here's the Let's get some gasoline. Gotta put some gasoline in her. I like to start these every once in a while. Now, there's some things that these trucks have, right? Okay, let's see if she'll start. There's some things that these trucks have that are really cool. Like this one here is, I think this one has all the options. This light is there. These are flares. So you take used motor oil and you put those in there, and if you have a breakdown, you take that out of there, like so. I think I showed this once before. You kind of pop that out of there, like that, and then there's oil in there, and then you light them up. And they're your road flares. Kind of cool. So let's climb back on the inside. This truck hasn't ran in a while. Ugh. All right, ready? It's gonna start. Hold on here. Oh, gotta turn the key on. Ah, I didn't turn the key on, guys. Sorry about that. Oh yeah, she's gonna go. There she goes. Let's get the choke. Oh yeah, she's gonna start. Oh yeah. Come on, baby. Okay. Doesn't have enough gas in the bowl. And this is a truck. This doesn't have a push button. This does not have the push button. So let's pop that off again. Where is that damn bowl fill? I don't even see a bowl to fill. It's got, the bowl is up and under here, so you can't really do it. I guess, I forget who makes that carburetor, whether it's not a Zenith. Ford was big with Zenith. Let's see. She might go now. Oh, I can't really. Maybe I can put you up there, huh? Let's see if she'll go. You might be able to see what we got going on there. Hopefully that camera doesn't fall, but you'll get a bird's eye view. Oh, I'd have William holding the camera, but ready? Oh, she's gonna go. Come on, baby. The Ford started way easier, huh? That's a surprise. Way easier, the Ford started. I'll choke the shit out of it. Yeah, she doesn't want to start. There she goes. Oop. Oh, more gas. It's kind of a bitch getting in and out of this thing. I was hoping to see her just fire right off and run, and I know there's gas in it. There, we'll put that much in there. It'll probably be choked out and be like, oh my goodness. Won't take too much. This is really a surprise to me. Usually these stove bolts, they just fire right the hell up, and that's the end of it. There. There's too much gas in it. Now I think we're out of gasoline in the tank. All right. Well, that's easy enough to find. We got the little thing here. All right. Let me turn some lights on here. And hopefully y'all can see what I can see when I do this, because I'm gonna do it one-handed. So that's a gas cap right there. It's just this bung looking thing. You can't even see it, it's just a bung. Chevy's really came a long way later years. But so I'm gonna tell you, this is one of these things. When you have an old vehicle, and it don't matter who it is or what it is, you have an old vehicle like this, you need to run them. Because if you don't run them, they get shitty. They seize up. The gasoline goes bad. The other thing is, you definitely want to disconnect the battery, because if you don't disconnect the battery, it will corrode the crap. I only need a gallon or two in here because I'm not going anywhere with it. Although I did take this thing on a drive a couple 3 years ago, but I think Teresa was pregnant with William when I bought these things. So you want to take them, you got to run them. The seals will dry out because a lot of this stuff, they're felt seals. Let me look down in there. I'm pretty sure. Oh yeah, we're covered. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put this gasoline back. I'm going to go ahead and put some more gas down that carburetor, right? And we're going to give her another go. Let me just set this over here. That's why I kind of like to run these things more often than I actually do. But, you know, sometimes you don't have the time or whatever. Let me get some gas in there, baby. You don't have the time to do it, but make it a point to start these things a couple, 3 times a year. Because if you don't, like I said, they get crappy. The batteries, the batteries go bad. Definitely disconnect the batteries. You definitely have to disconnect them. Okay, let's see we do that again. There she goes. There she goes. These Chevys just purr like a kitten. And I think that's why Chevrolet ran the 6-cylinder for as long as they did. Because they just ran so damn nice. Smooth, quiet, powerful. I mean, even the first Corvette had a straight 6 in it. Stove bolt 6. And I think BMW still flagship engines are 6-cylinders. And there's something else, straight 6, inlines. You get a lot of torque out of an inline. Like the V's, not as much torque, but you get higher RPM. You can produce a lot of torque and power out of a V8 if they're like long strokes and things like that. Oh, yeah, it's cool. All right, I'm gonna get out of here, and I think I got it so that it'll stay running. There it is. So the worst thing you can do in an old truck like this is to let them set without running. And here we are. There it is. Let me flip you all around. I flipped you around. We can go and take a look in there. I got this antique flashlight. This thing is cool as hell. I'll show you where it goes. But she's running. It's charging. It's a very straight stove bolt 6. Very straight. I mean, you ain't gonna beat this engine. Now, I don't know how many horsepower this thing is, maybe 75 horsepower or whatnot, but it doesn't sound like an awful lot. But when you couple them to a transmission like what these things have in them, they really do produce a lot of torque. Torque and power, baby. Torque and power. Torque is power. What they say that horsepower will get you, torque will get you going, horsepower will pull you through. I don't know how true that is, but yeah, there you go. But yeah, let's see, where is this throttle? You don't want to look at my face, do you? that's how smooth she sounds. It's awesome. This is an original factory antenna for the original factory radio. It has an AM radio in it. It has all the options. This light here, the spotlight, I don't know why I couldn't remember what the hell they called that thing. That spotlight should turn on. Yep. Comes on, and you can move it around if you want. I think it might be not working. You know, these things, as old as that thing is, but there it is. Huh. I don't know why, but there's a worm gear or gear in there that should make that thing go, but we don't need that to work. Turn signals should work. Yeah, they're not working. It's got everything in it. But I'm just going to let it run for a little bit. And like I said, if you do have these things, it's really good if you... What the hell? If you run them, because if you leave the batteries hooked up, it'll corrode the points. I don't know why, but that electrolysis, especially in that Ford, I don't know why, but that Ford, it corrodes them things. And yeah, so I only have one battery, so I can't show you both of them running, but they both purred like a kicking kitten. I've been threatening to sell them, but I don't know, I'm not going to sell them. What I should do is clean them all up and then make covers for them and just cover them up. Just take them out, wash them down, and I'd like to put like a clear coat on both of them because these are original survivors. This one here I know has had the fenders repainted, but all this is original paint, all of it. You can see that it's, yeah, Clausville. So they did change something there. It used to be Fogelsville, and then it went to Clausville, because I can see the F-O-G. So that was, yeah, F-O-G, Fogelsville, F-O-G-E-L. You can see it underneath the Clausville. So they definitely didn't, they had taken the old paint and taken it off, but it came through after they put the Clausville on. But where this particular feed mill was, there is the Clausville Museum. And yeah, I would have loved to take it up there, but they said they didn't have the room for it. It would have been neat to just say, hey, put it up there, because William Dodderer was a real man. You can look him up. William J. Dodderer is a real guy. He was a World War II veteran, if I got it right. He might have been I don't know, you'd have to look it up. I think he was a World War II vet. But this is just a beautiful truck. It runs really nice, as you can tell, and it drives really nice. It's a tank, though. But this one here, it would be awesome to just make it, just put a clear coat over top of it and make it right. But anyway, I think that's enough for the video that I'm going to do. Just two old, beautiful trucks. I had to save them. They were up for sale, and I went to look at them, and I was like, wow, I really like that, but I didn't have the money to spend. I just didn't have the money to spend. I was like, I can't afford them. And I told the woman, I said, look, I want to buy these things really bad, but I just can't afford them. And she's like, oh, well, I can't give them away. And I was like, no, don't give them away. Don't give them away. So she calls me up the next day, and she's like, hey, look at that Chevrolet right on the side there. And it was blue at one time. She calls me up and she said, hey, there's a guy, he wants to take these things, and he's offered me XYZ for them. I'm like, really? He says, but he wants to turn them into rat rods. What can you give me for the trucks? And I said, rat rods? What do you mean? He says, yeah, he's going to take them, and he's got a guy that wants to buy them and he's going to use them for rat rods. Well, these are too good for rat rods. You know, a rat rod, this would be for the price that he offered her, yeah, any rat rod guy would have just fallen over himself to become to buy them for a rat rod, because he was going to triple his money, quadruple his money. But, you take a truck like this that is straight with no rot in the corners, even the little V8. Well, they'd pull that out and put like a 454 Chevy in there, or 350 Chevy, or, whatever they wanted. I like the original. And like this Chevy here, they would put that, they'd probably put something much larger in there as well, which I find to be criminal when it comes to these old. Oh, won't that thing work? Huh, I have to look at that. Huh, my latch isn't working. Oh, there it goes. There. It's criminal what they were going to do to them. So, I'll do it this way. So if they're going to do that sort of thing, you got to pay to save them. So I offered her, which was what I felt was not enough even. I said, look, I can't afford them, but this is what I got. And she says, good. What are you going to do with them? I says, well, I'll probably get them running, license them, drive them around, use them on the farm a little bit, you know, for fun stuff, and yeah, go from there. And she's like, okay, I'll take your offer. So I bought them both, and I think I said how much I paid for them a few years ago. I don't think I've gone wrong. They both started right up once I got them cleaned up and ready to go, and you know, they function. Probably a day's worth of love, and I could get them both cleaned up enough to send them up for a clear coat. And when I say clear coat, I mean a clear coat. It will still look exactly the way they do, less the dust, with a clear coating. It's a matte color. It's not even a color. It doesn't look shiny or anything. It'll look no different than what they do. It'll just protect that paint and the integrity of the paint and everything that is there. And I think I should do that. But, you know, I don't want to sell them. I have these ideas. I got these crazy ideas. I would love to turn this thing into like a little camper, you know, utilizing the bed and making a camper that would slip inside and rent it out for like glamping. You ever hear of that, glamping? So you can spend a night in your little glamping machine, you know, truck in the back lot or something like that, with even both the Ford. I like the huckster wagon idea for that one. The Ford is a blank sheet of paper, but anyway, that's enough of me talking about these old trucks. And you know, some people were asking me about the other vehicles that I have, and two of them I bought when I was very young. I was like 19 and 20. I bought the Model T when I was 19 and the Model A when I was 20. And, you know, and then there's that 27 Chevy that's in there. This is a 37 Chevy, but the 27 Chevy, I have never gotten it running, never even tried. But I'm pretty sure that in an afternoon, I might do that this week. I don't know. It's just it's going to be, we're in a lull right now. Like, I really don't have to do a hell of a lot. I should get that 4430 up and running. But wouldn't it be neat to pull that 27 Chevy out, get it in here, fiddle around with it, and get it running? I guarantee it'll sound not quite as nice as that because it's a 4-cylinder, but it's going to run and sound really good. So anyway, with that being said, I did say where I was going to show you where this flashlight went, and I don't want to make a liar of myself. But right there, you see that little rack right here is where that flashlight goes, and it just clips in there. It clips right in there, and there's little rollers on it to hold it. So that's that. There's the radio, original radio right there. It does come on and it does run, and there's a heater over there. And that heater's working because it's getting warm in here. It must be turned on. William might have turned it on. It has there's a white knob someplace here, someplace. I don't remember where it is, but it does have a heater. It's got all the options. What do they call that? An air vent, A-I-R-V-E-N-T, air vent, and it works. So there you go. That's that. I'll leave that thing hooked up because I'm going to start it again later, and then tomorrow or something I'll disconnect it. And there you go. Hope you enjoyed that.